entire 11. The thing about crawlability is most web design, WordPress responsive designs now have taken care of that, but crawlability used to be huge. And what crawlability is making sure that your key links, for example, are text based in the sense that they basically, they can be image, of course, but what that means is that you've got ahrefs. So the links are written in a way that it has an ahref. Now, if you don't know what ahrefs are, don't worry. You can also Google them, and it basically is just any basic link generally has an ahref. Now, you'd be surprised, and Google is getting better with this, but because they had to. But basically, in the past, websites that we've seen, especially when I was working in my large agency, cool mate of mine, Matthew Forzan from Yoga Digital, yay, another shout out. We used to test and experiment different like JavaScript links, and if you don't know what JavaScript is, it doesn't matter, but basically any link that isn't ahref is going to have a bit of an issue with crawlability. I recommend, see, what happens is now with sort of content where you can kind of manipulate it and change it in a way, and then if you click it, it changes. That's okay. It depends on the example, but just so we're speeding the video up, I don't want to get too complicated. The ahrefs are basically all like top navigation, bottom navigation, contextual linking should all be. It doesn't matter whether it's images, because you can put images in ahref, that's fine for your non-techie viewers. But in terms of all links should standard be around ahrefs. Another big problem when it comes in crawlability is when you've got a website like one of my clients, which has over 50 to 100,000 pages, and you have problems with redirects. So basically, what that means is even little issues like to optimize your crawlability. I've seen examples where the developers, for some strange reason, made links in capitalized. So when you click on them, you don't see this, because it's all kind of happening by the server, and you're wasting server crawl allocated budget, which is I've written crawl allocated budget, which I'm going to get to. But basically, the crawlability is also based on so you're serving the right URL straight from the get-go. So if you have /Omega Digital, all lowercase, with the trailing / and that's how it gets served. Next, when you click on it and it looks exactly the same, you're optimizing the fact that it doesn't have to go through any hops, any other loops to get to this destination. So basically, if it's like /Omega in capitals, let's just get rid of digital to make it smaller. So you've got a link where it's supposed to be all lowercase /, but then you've got an uppercase example. Oh, I know it's probably like reverse, but you guys get the point. Lowercase, and then it's going to go, so this is the link, so when you user clicks on that, it's got to redirect back to that. So basically, you're causing too much load and unnecessary redirects and load, which also affects page speed, and it can affect the amount of URLs Google will crawl. Second big, and that goes on and on. Second big thing is pagination. No one seems to have a really good sort of solution. Even the top SEOs that I listen to in America, they're basically what pagination is. If you've ever gone and scrolled to especially e-commerce sites, and they have thousands of products in a category, and then you're going to click next, 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 next. Well, to be honest with you, if that isn't coded correctly, you're going to cause massive crawlability loops to the point where one of my client sites, it doesn't get to all the pages and products as quickly as it would have if the pagination wasn't 400 pages long. So what the solution's been is you can install, there's things like, I can't even write down, just gonna keep moving, but you can install link next and previous HTML tags. So if you're listening to this and you've got a developer, maybe shoot them the video and say, do we have next and previous, or leave a comment below and I can have a look at your website for you. And that goes for anything, by the way. So basically, if you have pagination that's really, really long, make sure that you've got a no index installed. So basically, as Google's crawling it, It doesn't index the pagination URLs. Why do we want that? Well, we don't need a page. We don't need page equal to be indexed. So what you do is you put no index, and then you put a follow in the meta robots. So if you don't really understand, that's fine. You can pass it off to your developer. So what that tells Google is, I don't want to index the pagination, but I want to follow the links on the page, and I want to keep browsing through to get to the other products. If you don't put the follow, usually we'll do it anyway, but if you should put the follow the directive, what that will tell is, I know there's more and more links, and with the next and previous, you're telling Google and instructing them what the next page is, so you're improving the crawlability. And basically, you should have actually sitemaps. I haven't put sitemaps, and I won't go into sitemaps, but you should have a sitemap that takes care of that. Like a product XML sitemap that you can submit to Google. And again, just tell this to your developer. So with pagination, you're going to have pages like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So anything greater than obviously page 1, because you don't want to index your. This is the main bolded text highlight of what I'm going to say. Don't no index page 1, okay? Because if you no index page 1, that whole category is gone, right? So you only no index from pages greater than 2. Greater than 2. So what you do is you tell Google, I don't need to index page 2, but I will follow the links, because then usually on the pagination will just be product pages, usually inside categories. Usually this happens inside a category page where there's thousands of products, and you basically telling Google, okay, I'm going to follow each of these pages and follow out the links. So as they come there, they'll be like, let's say you sell shoes, so it's got a product on this page, on pagination page 4, you will have basically a no index follow, you have a previous link tag in the HTML which says that the previous page is 3 and the next page is 5. Your developer will understand, and then you no index that because it's greater than 2. And then you put the follow, so it follows the links and it gets to page 5 as well. But most important, it starts following the products. So your products get followed, crawled, and indexed. And crawling is not the same as indexing. I can't believe how many people get confused with that, but that would be a different day. So crawling is not indexing, but by allowing this, you're telling Google that they can crawl those pages. And I've got to get off crawlability because I get too excited. I love it. There's so much to talk about it. Guys, if you enjoyed it, thumbs up, comment, subscribe, whatever you're going to do. I'll appreciate it one way or the other. And I really, really love a question. If you've got a question on this, please let me know.